Hey, it's Jen Eden here, founder of the Sugar Freedom Method. And today I am going to talk about anxiety. I find it is something that women silently suffer having, but we very rarely talk about it. So I've been thinking long and hard about what I want to share to help reduce anxiety. And I'm going to do that in 1 second. But you know, I always ask if you have not subscribed yet to my channel, there's some fun link. If you could do that so that you get to get my stuff and we get to stay in touch. Okay, so here's the thing about anxiety. And you have to know that I am a woman who not only has had anxiety myself for decades, but I come from a family of anxiety and depression. So I have seen this for decades, given that I am almost 50. Okay, so the thing about, and I just want to add really, really important. I actually don't have anxiety anymore. I can't even access an anxious thought. So you have to know that if you're listening to this and you suffer from anxiety, that there is absolutely hope. It does take time. It does take figuring out what will work for you. But what I found that I wanted to talk about today, because I specifically want to talk about reducing it, right, versus eliminating anxiety, reducing it has to do with this concept. Okay, and so what I find is that anxiety doesn't come just out of thin air, out of nowhere. Anxiety actually is a buildup process through the day. And it starts with something that triggers us. It's usually a thought or an activity or something someone said to us that starts to, stew in our brain. And then we start to take a molehill and we make a mountain out of it. Yeah. So what I would like for today, if you seriously struggle with anxiety, is for you to think about not how to eliminate it, but how you can start reducing it. And that is to notice the minute it starts to take hold of you and what was that first thought. Because what I find a lot of women do is they'll have that initial thought and then they won't want to think it. So they'll kind of try to shove it down and then keep busy. But you know, while you're keeping busy, that thought is still right there in the forefront of your mind. And then you have another thought and another thought on top of that one and another thought. So rather than addressing that initial thought that is starting to bring up anxious feelings in us, we tend to want to brush it away. And I'm going to tell you now, when I start taking immediate action on something that triggered me, that something that upset me, whether it be a family member or something with business or with my spouse or my children, and I immediately take action and address it, you will find that your anxiousness will actually come down tremendously and it will not have that hold on you that I know you understand if we do not address it and we wait till 8, 9, 10 at night, or we wait an entire day and we let these thoughts fester. Forget it. I used to be a blubbering mess. And then if we wait a week or two, or women come to me months and months and months or years having had anxious thoughts, which has formed depression, and now they're on meds for it to try and help it. I get that. But what I find is if I can back it up and just get you on a daily basis to start catching where the anxious thoughts come from, the originating thought, and then from there, share it, and then take some action, I can promise you that anxiety will not be that heavy-chested nervousness in the body. So I am more than hoping that this was helpful today for those anxiety sufferers that, honestly, the meds aren't working. The exercise, I know a lot of women who exercise to keep their anxiety down. You know what? An hour or two later, the anxiety comes back. And it's because they didn't exercise their thoughts away. They just kind of shut it down for a little while. So I don't want you to shut down anxiety. What I would like you to do is just start catching those initial thoughts, okay, that start to fester. And very important, take an action to do something to counter the thought. All right, I adore you. I hope this was more than helpful. I don't want to see you suffering. Please know there's hope. And as always, I might actually consider doing an entire series on this, but for today, this is a great start to reduce anxiety. And as always, if you have not subscribed to my channel, if you would please do that, I would be forever grateful. And I'll be back in touch soon.